Boom! We are live. Just waiting for the 10-7 to join, and then we'll be in with it. Hello, Punisher. Nice to see you, brother. Nice to see you. Always good to have you here, bro. Always good to go wait for a few more people to join and shit, man. But yeah, UFC 323 this weekend. I'm fucking buzzing for it. Crow Cop's here. Fuck yeah, boy. Welcome. We've got all the members here. Come on, bro. What a Bromo crew. Vanny's here as well. Hell yeah. Pre-Tian supremacy. Does Crow Cop really think Pure Yard's going to win? My Minecraft phase started again. Hey, the Minecraft phase is undefeated, bro. But yeah, the 10-7 is going to join. I'm just waiting for him to join. He says he's going to be 5 minutes. So yeah. How does everyone feel about 320? Ivar's here. Hello, Ivar. Merab's still got it. I think Merab's got it too, man. I can't see. Thing is though, Pure Yarn's not improved, but Merab's improved. Like he's improving still. And I know the 10-7 he's a big, huge Merab fan. So yeah, we are going to be devastated when Van gets. Oh, dude. Could you imagine if Van gets it done? Could you imagine if Van beats Pantoja? That'd be fucking wild. That'd be insane. Win or lose, that's my guy. I'm backing him up until the end. Hey, I don't blame you, bro. I would do the same with Yuri. I will just back Yuri no matter what. I've also got to just do a little, you know what I mean? Punisher, you know what I'm saying, bro? Like and sub. Joey. MGAL4 Productions, Joey. Don't you dare mention Joey. Don't you dare mention Joey's name in this chat. He's a great champion, but he never fought Joshua Van. Yeah. Unless Pantoja retires. Gonna grind Blaze rods. Okay, fair enough, bro. Hey, here he is.
What's going on, brother?
Just you today?
No. The other Dino will be joining us. Are we live already?
We are, man. We're on.
Man, so I can't say the aggressive stuff I wanted to say.
I mean, listen, you can still say it. I mean, there's no filter on no Bromo. You know,
we're good. I just need to email him the link because he's on his computer, so it's difficult for him to get like text for some reason. Which is we're in 2025. You know what I mean? Almost 2026. What are we doing here with technology, huh?
So I have a friend that's the same. He can't figure out how to turn his phone landscape.
Jeez.
You know, it's kind of wild. Well, whilst you're doing that, I'll just read some chats. We've got some more chats. Yeah, Poke Joey in the eye. He would be crying on the ground. Yeah, fuck MMA Joey, bro. Honestly. Did a whole video on MMA Joey. All right, if you guys haven't seen it, watch the stream first and then go and watch the video. It's a banger. It's doing very well so far. Merab been talking about how he wants to finally get a standing KO. Could you imagine if Merab fucking KO's Piotr Jan? That'd be crazy. You sound like Aspinall. Probably because I'm from sort of the same area as Tom Aspinall. Hello, John. Hello, John. I think I can beat you, John. You like my videos. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. I wonder who Bam Bam's going to pick in the main event this weekend. I wonder who he's going with. It's not like his fucking guys in the main event or anything.
Come on, guys. What are we talking about? All right, Bromo. I'm here. I'm locked in. I'm ready to go. I just sent the email. I'm ready to talk UFC 323. I just have to say real quick, I know you did the video about MMA Joey. MMA Joey, some wild takes, some shit that rubs people the wrong way. However, he is a friend of the channel. He's been on my channel. He's somebody that I talk to somewhat regularly. We're supposed to be interviewing him, so I'm gonna save my talk for when I actually talk to Joey. But
yeah, man,
I get it. He rubs some people the wrong way.
You're interviewing Joey, man. We all have to watch that. We all have to watch that shit. I'm convinced he's playing a character. To be honest, I think he's just a rage bait character, but he makes for some good content, so I can't complain.
His content's great, man. I mean, look, I think in this MMA space, there's a need for a guy like MMA Joey, right? Because obviously there's tons of creators. There's a few at the top, and then there's a bunch of middle level and some lower level people, and there's people that are even smaller than us. You know what I mean? It's really saturated with people that kind of have the same opinion. And I know, again, we talked a little bit about the Tom Aspinall situation and how MMA Guru kind of gets to pick and choose what the MMA fan base talks about and what their opinion is. And I think there is a space for somebody like MMA Joey, who he hates the term contrarian, but he is pretty much a contrarian when it comes to the MMA community's, main opinion, right?
Mm-hmm. I feel like he's just like a he's like the reverse Flash MMA Guru. You know what I mean? He's like the opposite. Like everything Guru thinks, he thinks the opposite of everything. But I'm interested to watch that interview, though. That's very interesting. I mean, well done for getting that. I mean, I don't know how you get all these contacts, bro. It's fucking.
Well, Joey, man, I've been in his community for a while. Like I saw MMA Joey subscribe to his channel back at like UFC 260 something. So it's been a really long time that, Joey had like maybe 3,000, 4,000 followers, 4,000 subscribers when I, stumbled across his stuff, and now he's close to 50, I want to say.
Hey, you know what you need to bring up, though? Because no doubt he's going to talk about Tom Aspinall. You got to ask him why his energy switched, because if you remember when Chris Weidman did the 1-2 eye poke on Silva, and he went in on Chris Weidman for like doing that shit. He's saying, that's an illegal move. I can't believe you're blaming Silva, blah blah blah. You're a scumbag for doing this shit. And then now it's Tom Aspinall that gets eye poked. It's, oh, Tom Aspinall, you little pussy, bro, you fucking pussy, this and that. It's like, hold on a minute. You were fucking giving Chris Weidman a bunch of shit for poking people in the eye, not like last year. It's a crazy switch up.
I think the idea behind that, he knows he's doing it. Joey's a smart guy. I think the idea behind it is just kind of giving the other side of the community a taste of their own medicine, right? That's why he's on the Dagestani side so hard, because he sees the mainstream MMA media attacking them, and it's like, well, you don't like this shit when it's done to you. I really think that's why Joey does it. I think he's like pointing out the hypocrisy in the MMA community. This is a community that can't handle that kind of shit.
We can all count on him, but it's clearly working. You know what I mean? He's doing something right, I guess. But anyway, we'll save that for you.
Mind if I vape while I'm on the channel?
No, man, do whatever you want. I've had people fucking roll up joints on stream. I don't really care. It's fine. Okay. Anyway, right. UFC 323 is this weekend. I am pretty excited for it. It's kind of weird. I was thinking about it earlier, and when's the last time that we had two goats of a division on the same card defending the belt at the same time? You know what I mean? That's kind of a wild thing to think about, isn't it? Because Pantoja, I mean, I don't know what you think about Pantoja in terms of the being a flyweight goat over DJ, but if he's not, he's very, very close. And do you think he is, or?
It's hard to deny Alexandre Pantoja at this point. I'm a huge. You won't find a bigger Davison Figueiredo fan in America than me. And of course, Figgy has a win over Pantoja, so it's tough for me to put him over Figgy. But yeah, I mean, he's right up there. He's 1, 2, or 3, depending on how you want to look at it. And I won't really argue with you if you say he's the greatest of all time.
But what do you think, though? Like, where would you rank him in terms of flyweight?
Right now, I would say I'd probably say he's number 1, to be honest with you, all things considered. I'd put him at number 1. DS, we are live already, brother.
Yo,
hello.
Fashionably late.
Nice to meet you, brother. I haven't met you yet. I met Bam Bam like a few weeks back, but I've not met you yet. So nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you as well, bro. I did see. I've been watching some of your segments, and I did see this guy going off last time. So.
Right. So yeah, UFC 323. Obviously we've got. I mean, let me get the card up real quick, and I'll put it on the screen because it is pretty solid. It's pretty solid. And I was just saying then to Bam Bam. I was saying it's kind of. I can't remember the last time we had a card where we have seen two goats of the division on the same card defend the belt. on the same card, main and co-main. I can't remember the last time we've.
I mean, the
had
last
that.
time I could think of anything similar was Volkanovski. I believe he was on a card with Usman while they were both kind of in the midst of their reign. And, yeah, so that was, that was interesting. But these guys are, I mean, Kamaru Usman had a claim at that point. I don't know that Volkanovski did yet. These guys both have a legitimate claim to being the GOATs of their division right now, currently.
Definitely. I mean, with Merab, I think he already is. And honestly, with the shit that he's doing and how he's doing it, I don't think there's much else he needs to do. They're not to become the old. Is it crazy to call him the all-time GOAT? Like, if he carries on the way that he's going?
No, I mean, he's about to break the record for, no. Does Islam have the record for most?
No, this is going to be the most title defenses in a year.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, and if you look at the competition too, I mean, I don't think you're going out on much of a limb, honestly. If you want to say that, I wouldn't argue against you. I'll tell you that much.
But the thing is it's Piotr Jan who he's already beat, though, isn't it? And I feel like people might be like, well, he already beat him. But it's like, who else can he beat, really? I mean, who else is there? I think the only other fight for him is Pantoja, but he doesn't want to move up. Or it's Volk, and he doesn't want to fight Volk. So I think the only hope that we have, unfortunately, is for Lopez to knock out Volk, sad times, and then maybe he'll move up and fight Lopez.
Yeah.
But,
didn't I just read something about Merab potentially being more open to moving up now?
Yeah, he said it in an interview this week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
regardless of the outcome.
He didn't really say the outcome or regardless of the outcome. They asked him, would you move up to 45? And he said, whatever the UFC wants. Whoever they want me to fight, I'll fight.
I mean, because if he beats Piotr Jan, who else is there for him, really? You know what I mean? Like, there's not really a lot of people there.
And one more thing needs to be said about that, Bromo. People can't take... Like, Peter Yan is a all-time great in the division. I know it might sound crazy to some people. I know Lucas Tracy did the video where he did, like, his top 50 fighters of all time, and he had Peter Yan somewhere ridiculous. He was, like, in his top 5 or something like that. And that's just not the truth. But Peter Yan is an unbelievable fighter. There was a while during his run where he looked like he would be unbeatable. And a win versus Peter Yan is huge. A second win versus Peter Yan is absolutely massive. If you look at his career in the UFC right now, he's only lost to champions, right? So he's lost to Merab, he's lost to O'Malley, he's lost to Aljo. All three guys held the belt. So, I mean, Peter Yan is an absolute dog. And I think there's like this public perception, this narrative going around that this is going to be easy work for Merab because the first fight was, and I don't know if you actually want to get into the fight, Bromo, but regardless, I just want people to put some respect on Peter Yan's name, not strictly because I'm a Merab fan and I want this win to age well or look good for him.
Yeah.
It's just that Peter Yan is a hell of a fighter.
No, I mean, we can get into the fight. I mean, I'm happy to, just kind of let the conversation go where it takes us. But the thing is with this fight is, look, I think Piotr Yan's definitely one of the best bantamweights. He's, like you say, when he was on his run, he was looking like he was unstoppable. And before the illegal knee to Aljo, he was smashing him to bits, and that kind of just derailed him. So if he beat Aljo, he'd probably he'd have a lot more momentum going into fighting Merab. That might have played a bit of a difference. But how do you think this fight goes, especially now we've seen Merab is improving somehow? He's getting better at everything, especially his striking now. I mean, he almost knocked out Corey Sandhagen in the second round. It's crazy.
Yes.
How do you think this fight will go? Do you think he'll go the same sort of way, like it'll be like a 5-round Merab fucking smudger, or do you think he's gonna actually like piece him up this time, or what?
I think it'll go pretty much the same way. I mean, the thing with Peter Yan is he's got one big glaring weakness, right? And like one big glaring thing that happens almost every single time that he fights, right? And it's the fact that in the first round, he's kind of downloading information. And sure, this is a 5-rounder, but it's a 5-rounder against Merab, right? It's not a 5-rounder against, like, Merab is like I don't see a world where Peter Yan is improving the way that Merab is, where Merab literally potentially gets better as the fight goes on. So weaponized cardio is what we always call it, right? I don't think we'll see like the volume of takedowns that we saw in the first time. I mean, that first time was ridiculous. So I don't think we see that kind of volume. I think Merab's actually been improving on the feet. I don't know how much he'll want to test somebody like Peter Yan, but I think we'll see him throwing a little bit more on the feet as well. I just think ultimately, man, I just don't see how differently it plays out, right? I just think it's gonna be a decision, and I think it'll be a pretty one-sided decision. Just to backtrack real quick, like, you know, you're talking about, is Merab the bantamweight GOAT? I mean, if he's not, who is, right? Like Dominic Cruz, you know, I think he had 2 title defenses. Yeah, he defended versus Faber and Demetrius Johnson, right? Who else? TJ Dillashaw, Renan Brow. I think it's pretty.
Aljo has 3. That's the record for bantamweight.
Aljo, sure. And I think at this point, I mean, it's Merab's better. So I think he is the bantamweight GOAT. The other thing too is, like, Dino, you were just talking about Peter Yan and, you know, how his wins of age, or how, you know, how this is going to age, and, you know, how big of a challenge this is for Merab. My thing is like, Peter Yan was on a 3-fight losing streak not that long ago either, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not saying I'm not taking anything away from him. I think he's very good, but ultimately, I think Merab is going to just kind of walk through him for 5 rounds.
Yeah, I've just pulled up Piotr Yan's record, and yeah, he obviously got DQ'd against Aljamain, lost his belt, or beat Corey Sandhagen, then lost to Aljo. I think quite clearly in the rematch, and then he went on. Then he lost to O'Malley, but in fairness, should have won that fight against Sean. You know, I don't know how you guys scored it, but I mean, I think it was pretty clear that Piotr Yan won that fight against Sean.
Yeah, I mean, it was razor close. I remember watching it live. I remember thinking it's razor close. It could go any way. Upon rewatching it, I do think Peter Yan edges out that 3rd round. I think that's what it comes down to. But O'Malley lands the big shot that causes the cut. So I don't have a problem with anyone scoring it for O'Malley. I don't have a problem with anyone scoring it for Peter Yan. I get both sides of that. But what's interesting in this little graphic that you have here, again, I mentioned his losses are to champions only, right? That first Aljamain Sterling fight you alluded to, Aljo was getting his ass kicked. He was gassed out, and Peter Yan was putting it on him, and that knee came, you know, from heaven, came on a silver plate for Aljamain Sterling. But after the win versus Sandhagen, when he actually lost to Aljo, there's a clear difference in the Peter Yan that fought Aljamain Sterling the first time and the Peter Yan that fought Corey Sandhagen versus the Peter Yan that we saw after that. The O'Malley one, he looked okay in that fight, in my opinion, compared to what he looked like before that. He looked god-awful against Merab Dvalishvili that first time around. And then he went on the winning streak after that, after losing those 3 straight fights. But the level of competition was different, right? It was a young Song Yadong, and he barely won that fight, if I remember correctly. The fight after that was Davison Figueiredo, and I already mentioned you won't find a bigger Figgy fan than me, but Figgy at 35, the experiment looked like it was good. He was winning a bunch of fights. Still not the same Figgy that we saw at 25 a couple of years ago. And then that last one against Marcus McGee was not an impressive victory for me. It was a guy that he should have absolutely ran through, and it was a somewhat close fight. So Peter Yan, man, only at 32 years old, it's kind of weird, but it seems like he's on the decline of his career. And I guess for most people in these lower weight classes, me and DS talk about this all the time on the channel. In these lower weight classes, it goes fast, right? One day you have it, one day you don't. By the time you hit, some people it's 34, some people it's 30 years old. For Peter Yan, he just doesn't look the same to me. And you said it, Merab's improving every time out. I think Merab's performances get increasingly more impressive, the more we go on right now. You think about the title win versus O'Malley the first time around at the Sphere. Then you think about the Umar fight. He looked better in the Umar fight. He looked significantly better in the O'Malley rematch. The Sandhagen fight was a perfect performance from Merab. So I'm interested to see what he looks like this time out.
I've got this. I don't know if you can see this comment on the screen. It's from a member and a regular Crow Cop. He's a big Piotr Yan fan. He's hoping that he wins. Obviously, he's backing him. Well, he says here that Jan already fought against Merab, so he doesn't think that the data downloading process will be as long. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, that's very possible. That's very possible. He's still not somebody who comes out real hot. We'll see, man. We'll see. I mean, let's say he does come out more aggressively, right? And more active. For example. I just like, is that still going to work against him, right? Because he's not going to have the cardio that Merab has. So then if, in that case, like, okay, maybe he has a better chance of winning the first round. Maybe he lands some decent shots, but how much has his takedown defense improved, right? Because the first time that shit was crazy. That was embarrassing, honestly. Like, how many times were you taking that? Like 14?
He was taking, I think, 11 out of, it was like 11 out of like 60, something ridiculous.
So, I mean, that's insane. I don't think that we see Merab have just that insane of a game plan, but yeah, I still don't see it playing out differently. He just simply does not have the cardio, right? He does not have the cardio, and I think it's going to be a big difference. I do see this, for what it's worth. I do see this going to decision. I don't see a finish one way or another. Merab is not really a finisher, and I don't see Merab getting knocked out. And if he's not going to get knocked out, I just don't see how Peter Yan is going to pull out a decision versus somebody like that.
It's a catch-22 with Peter Yan, right? Because if he does do the downloading thing, which, you know, he's known for, he's going to drop 2 rounds to Merab at the beginning of the fight, and then you're playing a 3-round fight where you have to win all 3 of those. You're 1 takedown away from losing the fight, right? And Merab's going to shoot 30 of them. He's going to land 3, and you've already lost that fight. So that's a terrible approach. The new Peter Yan that we've been seeing in these last few fights is more aggressive than he used to be. We're seeing him come out hotter. We're seeing him come out more, like quicker in the fight. We saw that against Figgy. We saw it against Marcus. Marcus, that was a 3-rounder, so who knows? Look, man, I think if he comes out, yes, he can land that big shot early, but the problem with it is, in order to knock out Merab, it's going to have to be like a 1-shot kill shot kind of thing. I don't know that Peter Yan has the tools to be able to touch and damage Merab enough in the first 2 rounds to where it'll hinder him in rounds 3, 4, and 5. Like, he's going to need to put on a crazy pace, a ton of volume, and that game, you're just not going to win that game against Merab Dvalishvili. So Peter Yan's best chance is that check left that we've seen wobble Merab 3 times during this run. There was the Marlon Moraes one. Henry Cejudo did it, and I forget who else. Someone else caught him with a check left that kind of hurt him. And it was these shorter guys that were able to do it. It wasn't the O'Malley and the Sandhagens that were able to do that. So it's that check left, or it's that, knee up the middle, right? That front kick. We've seen Peter Yan throw those kicks up the middle. His kicks look hard as shit. I've seen him practicing them on social media a ton, so maybe he's hinting towards that. We'll see, man. I'm with DS and Bromo. I don't know your take on it. I just think Merab at this point is too goddamn good, really, for anyone at 135. If Pantoja were to come up, it would be more of the same. Merab would ragdoll him. 45, I don't love the matchups for him. Merab is a short guy. I mean, me and DS have met him. We've talked to him a handful of times. He's a really, really small dude. I mean, he's a tank of a man, but 45 is a different ball game, man. Some of those guys are fucking my height.
I just want to say real quick, too, like, as far as, like Ilya's dominant, obviously, looks like he'll be a champ for a long time. Islam's obviously the kind of the same way. I don't think there is a champion that I'm more confident in than Merab.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, this is the thing with Merab. He's always been good. Like, he's always been fantastic, but he's improving his game even more. It's like, how good is he going to get? And there's a comment here from Jimmy Hales, and says, and I agree with it. Yeah. You have to be a knockout artist to beat him. You can't go the distance. And I agree. But then it's like, I mean, he's been in there with Sean O'Malley, who was like, he's like a knockout artist at bantamweight. He's been in there with a striker like Corey Sandhagen, who's, he's very precise and sharp. And if they can't do it,
he's been in there with Umar, who
Umar as well.
Some devastating knockouts, right? That wheel kick that he had.
It's like, so who else is there? And he's already fought Piotr Yan. He couldn't do it the first time. Maybe this fight will be different. Who knows? But even if Piotr Yan does come out aggressively in the first, he's going to have to try and get him out in the first. If he's going to come out like all guns blazing, because he'll just slow down and Merab will speed up. We saw it with Corey Sandhagen. Sandhagen won the first round clearly. And then the rest of the fight was just I don't even know what happened. It's like a different fighter was in there. It was so strange. Like how
It's the
Merab just
pace, Bromo. It's the
yeah,
pace.
yeah, that's what I mean. After getting pieced up in the first round, people were thinking, oh, Corey's actually, he might actually have a chance here. He's doing really well. And then it just goes, nah. So it's like you can even, I mean, you can win the first. It doesn't really matter. It really doesn't matter against someone like Merab and his pace. He's just relentless, absolutely relentless. I don't know how he does it, but he does it.
It's the pressure, it's the pace. And another thing, Peter Yan is a guy. If you watch, film on Peter Yan, you'll notice a lot of his success is in the middle of the cage. It's when both opponents are kind of standing their ground. When Peter Yan is being pushed backwards, he's a completely different fighter. He likes to be, he likes to have his ground being stood. He likes to be going forward. Merab does such a good job at drawing out of range when people are moving forward on him. So it really takes away half of Peter Yan's game. And then the standing still portion of a Merab fight is non-existent. So for Peter Yan, it's a battle of 80% of the time I'm moving backwards. I'm worse doing that. My cardio's draining because I'm doing that. I'm in a panic because this fucking psychopath is constantly feinting and throwing takedowns at me and jabbing and doing all this shit. It's a brutal matchup, man. I mean, not just for Peter Yan, it's a brutal matchup for the division. He's just the guy that happens to be next. This would be, my prediction would be the same if this were Song Yadong. You know what I mean? It would be the same if it were Ayman Zahabi. So realistically, right now, nobody beats Merab in the division. I truly do believe that. I think Father Time is going to be the one that defeats Merab.
I agree. I just hope Merab's not going to be one of those fighters that just goes way past his prime. I hope he just, but then it's like he's not showing any signs of slowing down. But I kind of agree. The only thing that's going to hinder Merab is age. I feel like there's no one at bantamweight. If he beats Piotr Yan, I mean, I'll get the rankings up too. We can have a look. We can have a look at the rankings. So, I'll get it in the center. So we've got Merab here. Okay, the beautiful Merab.
Look at
Okay,
that, man. The machine, baby.
He's beaten Umar, beaten Sean. He might, he'll probably beat Piotr Yan. He's beaten Corey Sandhagen. And then, like, you go down here, it's like, we've got Song Yadong here, Figueiredo. I mean,
Figueiredo has no shot. Song Yadong has power, but like, come on, like it's not gonna happen.
You can exclude Figgy from the list. 2 straight losses. The UFC never loved him. He's not getting a shot.
I mean, he beat who was it they beat in his last fight? I forget.
Figgy?
Was it? Yeah,
Figgy lost. He lost.
No. He won.
He lost to Sandhagen in May. I was there, and then he beat Montel
Jackson.
Yeah,
he beat Jackson via split decision.
Yeah,
which again, it's not that impressive. But then you've got him versus he's fighting
By the
Umar.
way, we picked him as an underdog. So
you picked who? Sorry,
me and Diaz both picked Figgy as an underdog.
What, in that fight against Jackson?
Yes, we did, and we cashed out big time, Bromo.
Hey, good stuff.
I mean, that seemed pretty straightforward, honestly.
Well, yeah, I mean, Figueiredo's fighting Umar, which I find a bit of a weird matchup, but I mean, I don't think he beats Umar. And then you've got, Zahabi's on a few wins. But I mean, you go down the rankings, and it's just like, I don't see anyone here that I'm really thinking, yeah, they're going to be a fucking tough one for Merab. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. There's nobody rising at bantamweight. That's why we have this Peyton Talbot versus Henry Cejudo fight on this card. The UFC's hoping that on Cejudo's retirement fight that he does the honors and jobs out to Peyton Talbot, and then you can have a lot of hype on Peyton Talbot's name.
Yeah, true. I mean, we can get to that fight. Yeah, we can get to that fight in a little bit. You're going up. All right, good night.
Yes, they're talking about you in the chat. There's another Slavic Balkan fella, it seems like, by his name.
Who, Mladen?
Is that who it is? You said it, brother.
Who's this?
Who this guy?
Meat Rocket. I'm a Slav.
He's Meat Rocket too. Okay, Mladen, I'm assuming, is probably Croatian, but
Vlad. What is
But
what
yeah,
is?
I thought I was chipping in my thoughts. I don't know. Have I just been silent this whole time?
Come on, brother. Talk to us.
Which fight are we talking about? Pantoja versus Van now?
I mean, we can move on if you want. We'll go.
No, I mean,
just
I
work.
think I've said everything I need to say about the main. You know,
Yeah,
again,
go. I mean, we'll. I mean, we could just yap. I mean, we're not gonna. It's not like a structured thing. We'll just yap and see where it takes us.
yeah. I mean, again, I think that Jan does not have the cardio to keep up with Merab. Does not have the one-shot power that's needed to put somebody like Merab out. Merab is literally weaponized cardio. He's improving on the feet somehow. Now, I don't know if he's going to stand there and swing in the pocket with Peter Yan. I don't think that's smart, but I think he's a smart enough fighter where he's not prone to mental mistakes. We've seen him, chinned a couple times, get rocked, but he's too smart of a fighter. He's got too much cardio. The hands are improving. Yeah, like I said, even if Peter Yan wins the first round somehow or is more active than we expect him to be and is, has a shorter downloading process, as somebody in the chat said, even then I still don't see it. Let's say he has a higher output, then he's going to start to slow down. Merab is simply not going to. So
yeah, I agree. I think Peter Yan's only chance of winning this is by knocking out Merab, and I just don't see that being the case. I really don't. But I'm probably gonna go. I'm probably gonna
put some fucking respect on Merab's name, Bromo. I'm sick of that shit. I'm sick
I
of
know.
I'm sick of he's Aljo's friend. He's boring. He's not fucking boring. Everyone was bitching about Islam. They were bitching about Hamzat's performance. They were bitching about Valentina's performance. Take those performances, and again, I get why those fighters did that. Compare how boring those were to what Merab's last 4 or 5 fights. It's not the same. Merab is an exciting fighter. Deal with it. Fuck off.
I love watching Merab fight. Yeah. I think he's great to watch, and not only has he got a fun style, but he's kind of childish, but he's like he's emoting on people. He's like taunting them. I loved it when Umar was trying to drag him down, like by his legs, and he's just staring at Habib like,
"This your guy? This your boy?"
Yeah, innit? And then he like takes him down, and he doesn't even chase him down. He just points and laughs, and then goes back, and then gets the crowd going, and then takes him down a second time. It's just it's brilliant. I really enjoy watching him fight. People just don't like grappling. That's just how it is. I mean, people want to see knockouts and flash fucking striking, and I get it. But sometimes it's the grappling side is also really fun. Like I really enjoy one of my favorite fights that one of the fights that I've enjoyed watching the most. I don't know if you guys remember it, but Aljo versus Evloev. I thought that was a fucking banger. I thought that was a great fight.
Yeah, it was all grappling.
It was such a good,
nice
high-level technical grappling match. It was so fucking good.
Similar to really Armin versus the Polish fella. I always forget his name. Mateusz Gamrot. Great fight.
That was insane. That was a scramble fest. That was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Really, really good. Really good.
Let me ask you this real quick. Like, I feel like the closest guy that has a shot in the current as far as the current bantamweights go, to even get close to beating Merab would probably still be Umar, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
I mean,
100%.
And would you call that fight close?
I mean, it was
the first 2 rounds clearly,
close, but like clear, Yeah.
I think Umar won the first 2, and then obviously Merab just clearly won the last 3. But then obviously all the Umar fans and Ali going on about, well, he only slowed down because he broke his hand and this and that. It's like, no, I think it's just how Merab fights against everyone. It's nothing to do with your freaking hand and shit like that.
Bromo, let me address the Punisher in the chat real quick. He's the 10-7 MMA. Why is your name Bam Bam? The 10-7 MMA is a dual venture between both of us, Dino and Dino. So we go by Bam Bam and DS. Lately, I've been doing a ton of like solo videos, but that's how you distinguish the 2 Dinos. It's DS and Bam Bam.
So you're both called Dino.
That's unfortunately, yeah.
Somehow, yeah.
Unfortunately. I just want to say based off what Meat Rock said there, it's funny that Merab was hated for being a boring decision guy, but was somehow became popular with his antics in the cage. I would say also outside the cage. Honestly, he's the most entertaining fighter outside the cage, right? So
Currently,
I think that's kind of gotten him a lot of people on his side too, because he's pretty fucking hilarious outside the cage. Like he's gotten better and better. He's as much as he's improving in the cage, he's probably improving even more outside of it in terms of being an entertainer. And I mean, that's what gives you star power, right? So being a champion, dominantly winning, and then also being able to yap and do the little skits that he does and shit. And like he brought in the O'Malley impersonator when he was fighting him and all this kind of, outlandish shit. So
love it.
Yeah, he's very funny. He's got a great personality, great sense of humor, and he's a fun fighter. I mean, I think it's going to be a decision. To be honest, I don't think it's going to be any like crazy submission like he got on Sean, which I'm pretty sure Sean O'Malley's like his second ever submission. Yeah, that to me was so funny. Sean O'Malley is Merab's second ever submission in 25 fights. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, I don't see him finishing Piotr Jan. And I don't see Piotr Jan finishing Merab. And I don't see Piotr Jan winning a decision against Merab. So I've got Merab via decision. But how close do you think it's going to be? Do you think it's going to be close, or do you think it's going to be like,
4-1.
a domination or what?
49-46 for me.
same. Yeah, 49-46.
Or what? Do you think Piotr Jan takes the first or something like that? He comes out a bit.
I could see a 50-45. It's like I'm teetering. I think 50-45 is very live.
I think it'll be the second, weirdly enough. I think Merab wins the first round. Peter Yan comes out knowing he can't drop another round, has himself some success on the feet, and then rounds 3, 4, and 5, Merab fucking drowns him.
How many takedowns do you think we see him get?
Merab?
Yeah, I mean, not Peter fucking Yan. He's not getting any.
8, 9.
8, 9 takedowns.
Yeah. If you put it at 8, like 8.5, honestly, I'd probably take the under. I feel like he'll be able to stay on his feet a little bit more, but I just think he's gonna get fucking exhausted, man. Like he's just gonna be exhausted at some point.
Someone in the chat also said, let me try and find it. Jimmy Hales again. I saw Umar get tired in the Batista fight. I don't see him beating Merab. He did get very tired after 3 rounds with Mario. Shit. So
in the Middle East, right? Or was that New York? I don't remember.
I think that was Abu. Was that not on the Tom Aspinall card? I believe.
Yeah. Yep.
So Saudi or Abu Dhabi or something like that, weren't it?
Yeah, that's fishy. I don't know, man. If your cardio's not holding up over there, it's not going to hold up over here.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, that's like his home territory, right?
Yeah.
Just bear with me a second. So hold on.
It's okay.
What is no Bromo wearing?
Looks like a onesie. And we got a baby on the
that's adorable.
This is our second baby we've ever had while live streaming, Diaz.
Literally.
We got baby Bromo here. This is baby number 2. He's just chilling, man.
Congratulations.
He's here for the vibes. We had Charles Johnson's daughter.
It's unfortunate because his first pay-per-view card was UFC 321. So he had to see the eye poke, and now he's never going to be a fan. It ruins it for him.
Tom Aspinall?
Yeah. He's
probably the biggest Tom Aspinall apologist that you can have, in the MMA space, really. Yeah.
Not true.
Let's move on.
He knows I don't like him.
He fucking hates him.
Hates who?
I don't like
Tom Aspinall.
You hate Tom Aspinall?
I do.
Yeah, he can't stand him. He thinks he's
bam. You know what?
We don't need to talk about this right now. We'll talk about it later, but
you know what? Let's remove. No, I'm joking. Right. Let's. Well, maybe we could do that as a little stream. Like a Tom Aspinall fucking a little back and forth with me and you. A debate on why you don't like him. But we'll save that. We've done
that too. He's the John Jones apologist to make it worse.
What are you gonna do? You know what I mean?
We're not getting into that. We'll save that for a different stream because that could be a fun one. That could be a fun one. Right, let's move on to the co-main then, because Pantoja versus Van. Now, I am praying. Not that I don't like Pantoja, but I think that the story would be so much cooler if Joshua Van beats him. You know what I mean? Like, when did he start training? Like five or 6 years ago?
Yeah.
I think he's like 24, something like that. Short notice, beats Royval to get the number 1 spot. Then he goes on to beat the potential flyweight GOAT. I think that'd be awesome. That'd be so cool. But I think it's too much too soon for him. I'm thinking a round 2 sub, to be honest with you. I don't know about you guys for Pantoja.
Yeah. Same. I mean, I don't want to waste too much time on it. I will tell you again, I'm a huge Alexander Pantoja fan. Hell of a fighter, man. Potentially the GOAT of the division. This is too much too soon for Josh Van. We are huge fans of Josh Van over at D107 MMA, as I know pretty much the entire MMA community is, right? Like, he's kind of the darling of the UFC fan base at this point. He's young. He's funny.
And we're huge in Myanmar, so
we are huge in Myanmar. Shout out Myanmar or Burma. I don't want to get
Mate, the Myanmar fans are crazy. I don't know if you know who BXG MMA is, but both times when he's done a live stream when Joshua Van is fighting, they flood his live stream chats with like 100 viewers. You know, they all subscribe. Like, he gains like hundreds of subs just from the live streams.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try and get that this weekend.
It happened to us once. It happened to us once, Bromo.
Yeah, innit? Yeah, they are just crazy. But it's probably because he's like, well, he is like the only fighter out of Myanmar ever, I believe, to get.
And he's damn good. You know, it's not like he's just some schmo. Like, he's very good.
No, yeah, I mean, but it's like his resume. You know, I mean, I've got it up on the screen. I mean, obviously, Peter Silva. And you go down, and it's like, you know, the decent wins. You know, gets KO'd by, you know, TKO by Johnson. But
our boy, of the channel, Charles Johnson for 10-7 MMA. But he was winning that fight. You know, he was putting the hurting on CJ. And Charles Johnson just with some beautiful work on the feet after that.
I just feel like the jump. It's a really weird one because like the jump up from someone like Silva to Royval is massive, but he still managed it, even on short notice. So you could have said that this was too much too soon. You know, number 1 contender, short notice fight. I mean, look, June 8th and then June 29th in the same month. You know, you could have said that was too much too soon for him, but he managed to pull that off. So can he do it again? I mean, Pantoja's not Royval, but it's the same sort of, you know, short notice kind of. I mean, this ain't short notice, but like big pressure on Joshua Van. Can he do it a second time, do you think?
I'll say this real quick, Bromo. I honestly, if you look at the Josh Van fight versus Brandon Royval was winning that fight up until the last 20 seconds of the fight. Josh Van landed a shot that knocked him down, which stole the round for him. He would have lost that fight 29-28. Not taking anything away from the kid. It's extremely impressive to have a real legitimate win versus a Brandon Royval, who is a guy that's been at the top of the division forever. But Brandon Royval also fought that fight very weird. It was not the typical Brandon Royval performance we're used to. How much of that was him going out there trying to make a statement? How much of that was Josh Van, you know, putting a hurting on him? I don't know. But what I do know is there's not a 24-year-old on earth that's beating Alexander Pantoja at 125 pounds. That's not happening. It's too soon. Josh Van will be back. He will fight for a title again in the UFC, maybe in 2 years, you know, 2 or 3 years down the line, he'll be back. He might be a champion. This kid is fucking legit. It's just not the time, and it is definitely not the dude.
I think he will be a champion at some point, but I do agree that I think it's too much, too soon. You know, inexperienced. I mean, that fight with Royval, maybe having a switch up of opponent. I can't remember who was he supposed to fight. Royval on that card. Can you remember? Oh yeah, of course it was Manel Cap. Fucking pull it out of every fight that he's in. That's rebooked though, isn't it? For next weekend. Yeah,
Yep.
I think. Yeah. You know, different sort of fighter. Maybe that had a problem. Maybe that's why Royval obviously didn't fight as well. You know, different game plans coming in. You know, was preparing for Cap, and Joshua Van comes in last minute. That could have something to do with it. But I think with a full camp, Pantoja with a full camp on Joshua Van, I mean, it's just. I don't think that there's much chance, to be honest. And we can look at his resume. I mean, we got Cara France, Asakura. They literally had to. They had to get someone from a different organization in because they had no one to fight him, which is kind of insane. Urseg, close fight though. That very close fight.
Yep.
And then Royval, Moreno, Perez, Royval again, Manel Cap. You know, and you keep going down. Fucking shout, you know, Figueredo beat him though, which is pretty good. But he's I don't know, man.
Up. You know what I mean? He's leveled up, Bromo.
He just has, yeah. He's just on a roll, and he's getting to the point now where he's gonna have to, if he beats Joshua Van, he's either gonna have to just take. Hopefully, someone like Tatsu Taira if he beats Brandon Moreno. Otherwise, he's just going to end up lapping people. It's just going to be rematches on rematches.
Well, the way that they did the matchmaking here again makes sense, right? The UFC puts themselves in these great situations. They have Tatsuro Taira taking on Brandon Moreno. That way, if Taira wins, that's a clear contender. Next week, if Manel Kopp ends up beating Brandon Royval, you can run that back. The Kopp fight was a really long time ago at this point, and Manel Kopp would be on a little bit of a streak. I just don't know how much the organization loves Manel Kopp with all of his fucking bullshit and antics that he has and pulling out and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, probably one of those two guys next if Pantoja decides to stay at 25. It's also funny to me that we have this new era of UFC champion where immediately when they win the belt, they're already looking at double champ status, right? We saw it with Dricus. Hamzat's talking about 3 belts when he only has 1 and all this kind of stuff. But the ones that don't call for it are the 2 that actually deserve it. And that's Pantoja and Merab.
Yeah. Yeah, which is kind of wild because it's like they don't want to move up. They want to cement themselves at their own weight class, which, to be honest, they already have done. I don't know what more they need to prove at their weight class. It's fair enough, you know. If you want to be the goat of your division first, cement it. Fair enough, but there's not much else for them to do, you know. Apart from rematch, let's say Pantoja beats Van, and worst case, Moreno wins and Royval wins. Shit, then what?
Kyoji.
Huh?
Kyoji Horiguchi would be probably the way they go.
Yeah, but even then,
somebody in the chat just said too.
What was that?
That's what Jimmy Hale said in the chat just now too. I think. I mean, that seems to make a lot of sense.
Yeah, you know that they're friends, training partners for years now. There's a storyline. It'd be awesome.
Yeah, true. I think that's that's probably the only guy. That's probably the only guy. And
or Bromo, they can start to put some respect on our fucking boy Charles Johnson's name. And if he gets this win in January against he's fighting what's his face, the guy that lost to Pantoja, lost to Figgy by Alex Perez. He's fighting Alex Perez in January. Charles Johnson is stupidly disrespected in this division. And this is a division where a couple of wins can get you to a title shot. Hell, sometimes a couple of wins outside the promotion can get you to a title shot. As we saw, you know, you're bringing people over from Ryzen. So I would love to see CJ get a crack at it. That's a personal thing. He's a good friend of ours. So I would just love to see Charles Johnson get a win in January and throw his name in the mix for a title shot.
Well, where's he?
He's like
he ranked
12th or something, man. They got him super disrespectful.
Which is honestly disrespectful. I feel like he should have been ranked way earlier.
So Charles Johnson, he's actually moved down a ranking to 13 now.
Which makes no sense.
He's constantly getting disrespected. It's absolutely insane, man.
He has a win versus number 1. He's the only guy to beat number 1.
Yeah,
Yeah,
crazy.
it's very bizarre, man. Like I can't think of another fighter that is as disrespected, and it's not like he has outside of the cage antics, or he's like a nice guy, has a family. He just like he doesn't he doesn't do anything, right? Like he's pretty entertaining as a fighter. It's very weird, honestly. The disrespect is very weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, there is. Yeah, Joshua Van in it. Yeah, KO. Well, I mean, you see it from the UFC. I mean, we see it with even Arman Sarukian. I mean, they just can't help but disrespect him. You know what I mean? It's just one of them. You know, for some reason, the UFC like to just disrespect people for seemingly no reason. I kind of get it with Arman with the whole 3-11 shit, but at some point you've just got to get over it. You know what I mean? And just work the matchups that make sense with with the rankings and things like that. But yeah, I don't know, but I think with this one, I think it's just a clear Pantoja. I think we're gonna see, because obviously we all love Joshua Van and he is very, very good. He is legit. But I think we're gonna really see what experience, like how, I don't know how to really word it, but how much experience matters from Pantoja, because he's been here for so long. You know, he's beaten pretty much everyone relevant at flyweight right now. He's about to lap it, and Joshua Van's like, he's kind of like the new kid on the block. Only been training for 5 or 6 years. Really, really young. Going up against a champion like Pantoja, who's been so dominant. I think, I just think it's going to be. I think Joshua Van will have a good first round, though. I think he'll have a good first round, coming out swinging like he does. Well, then even if it's kind of like the same as Piotr Jan against Merab. He can come out swinging, but you've got 5 rounds to work with. Even if Joshua Van comes out swinging for the first 2-3 rounds, let's say he goes that far, you're still in there with Pantoja for 5 rounds, and even he's very he's relentless too, isn't he? So it's a dangerous game that you're playing. You might gas out, and then he can just take you back and choke you out, I guess.
There's also, last thing I'll throw in on this fight, Bromo, I agree with everything you said. I'll also throw in, there's a big gym difference, man. Josh Van training in the middle of nowhere in Texas at a boxing gym. His MMA's done at a really small time gym. Then you got Pantoja. I mean, me and Diaz have a lot of connections over at Killcliff, but right next door to Killcliff, not too far away, American Top Team, the best gym in the world. And Pantoja's been there for years training with killers, man. So there's an experience difference. I think there is a skill difference as well. There's a skill difference, an experience difference, a training partner difference, a wealth of knowledge difference. Like I'm very, very confident in Alexandre Pantoja. Josh Van lacks the one-shot knockout power as well. So even that puncher's chance that, people like to talk about, it's not really there. He's a volume TKO guy. If he's beating Pantoja up on the feet, Pantoja will get this fight to the ground, and there's nothing Van can do about it.
Yeah, I mean, we even saw Pantoja eat a fucking knee from Kai. Not Kai Kara France, the other Kai, the Japanese
Sakura,
one. Yeah. He ate a flying knee like it was nothing, and he's just got a very good chin as well. So, like you say, even if Van does piece him up, he'll probably be able to just eat it and just carry on.
You know what it is, too, with Pantoja? Like, he doesn't need any orthodox positions, right? He doesn't need any orthodox kind of setups or anything like that, right? So I just think that he can do things from positions that most guys in the division can't, right? And I mean, if it was anybody else, look, Van is very good, and I've been a fan for from the get-go. I was a fan of him, and he's got a fun style, and it's just like there's so much experience here on Pantoja's side, and I don't think he's done yet.
Yeah. If Joshua Van does win, though, where would you rank it in terms of upsets? Do you think it'd be one of the biggest, or do you think not so much because he's on a bit of a run?
I think
it'd be a pretty fucking big upset, to be honest, especially with like you guys have said, the experience and how long he's been actually training for and the level of competition, that sort of thing. I mean, where would it rank for you in terms of like upsets if he actually gets it done?
It's not Matt Serra versus GSP. It's not Juliana Pena versus Amanda Nunes, which, by the way, I predicted as well.
You predicted that.
He did, and he literally did.
Hell.
It's a good one. It's one of the better upsets, one of the bigger upsets in the last 5 years, I'd say, for a title fight.
Sure.
Just a question.
I don't think all time,
Yeah.
I mean, Strickland versus Adesanya, I thought was a bigger upset, right? Yeah. Like, I mean, I wouldn't put it as like even a top 10 all-time upset, but yeah, in recent times, for as far as championship fights go, for sure it's up there. And I think had he not beat Royval, it would be, if he beat somebody else to get the title fight, it'd be like, holy shit, but
yeah, fair. Yeah.
The fact that he did just beat Royval, and I mean, look at the odds, right? So I think it's up there, as far as recent times, not all time.
Fair enough.
And somebody says Pantoja is 35 years old. He is 35 years old, and it's flyweight, and like you said, touched on earlier, it's these lighter weight classes where the skill level is so high, right? And through the entire division, essentially, it matters a lot more, right? Heavyweights, that's why you see heavyweights who are 40, 42 years old. The power is the last to go, right? Overall, they're slower and less skillful in general. Yeah, it's very possible. It's very possible that Pantoja is just done, but it's just like he hasn't shown me anything to suggest that at this point.
Just on that, you said you predicted it's not related to UFC 323, but I found that crazy that you actually predicted Pena versus Nunes. How did you predict it? What was the method of victory? Did you say, don't tell me that you said a submission? Surely not.
I said finish. I don't think I said submission. I think I said TKO, but when it comes to women's fights, Bromo, I need you guys to know this, and I'll do some gloating and some self-promotion here. I'm the greatest women's title fight predictor there's ever been in the history of the sport, okay?
He might be right. He might actually be right.
Ever. I've gotten
women's fight predictions.
I've gotten two, maybe three wrong in the history of our channel. 2 or 3 wrong in the last 5 or 6 years. Like, I don't miss when it comes to women.
Well, whenever the next women's on that, who are you predicting for Kayla Harrison and Nunes?
Amanda Nunes.
There we go, guys. Nunes is winning. It's confirmed. Bam Bam says so because he is the GOAT of women's predictions, which is kind of a weird thing to be good at, predicting women's UFC, women's UFC fights. The fight most people don't
suggest you bet on, but.
And this fucking guy in the chat, the real guy, whatever. I'm sorry to cut you off, DS. He says he won big on Grasso by sub over Valentino. I'll tell you that Valentino lost me what would have been a $25,000 payout because that's one of the 2 fights I missed in women's. I picked Valentino.
I did pick Grasso to win that, by the way.
You did.
So, yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I've got 3 more fights on the main card. Moreno and Tyra. I'm not too sure about this fight, I think it's I mean the odds kind of put it how it is. I think it's pretty close. What do you guys think? Because you guys I'll put it this way, you guys know a lot more than I do about in-depth MMA breakdowns and shit like that. I just kind of yap for fun. But what do you guys take from this fight here? Moreno
DS, go for it, because I'm interested to hear what you have to say, to be honest with
you. Man, I love Brandon Moreno. I really do, and like obviously I think like Tatsuro Taira, what's his biggest kind of competitive advantage, generally speaking, right? It's the grappling. But I think Moreno's very comfortable there too, man. So I think he's better. He's going to be better on the feet. He's got elite cardio. He's as durable as they come. Great at scrambles, very opportunistic. Tatsuro Taira is very good, and the back takes are great, like maybe only rivaling Pantoja in the division. He's got some great subs, but I think the Royval fight kind of showed us that he's got some holes in his game. To me, Brandon Moreno is just simply too complete of a fighter, and I just I think he's going to win by decision. I think it's going to be a 29-28 decision. Fairly high confidence pick on this one, honestly. I think in the first round, maybe we see Tyra get a takedown or two. Maybe he even takes his back at some point. I just think Moreno's way too crafty. He's been in this position many times. I mean, look at his fights versus Figgy. Look at his fights versus Royval. Look at his fights versus Pantoja himself, right? I think in round 2 and 3, he's just going to end up getting the best of Tyra. I think he's going to end up stuffing more takedowns. I think he's going to land some good combos. I think the deeper the fight goes, we're going to continue to see more and more holes on the side of Tatsuro Taira. And I think Brandon Moreno, like I said, ends up winning a decision, 29-28.
What do you think, Bam Bam?
I'm kind of in the same boat as DS. I'm also going the underdog Brandon Moreno by decision for pretty much the same reasons, right? Too much experience, too many looks at all the stuff that Tatsuro Taira is going to be able to present. And Tatsuro Taira has never fought a guy the caliber of Brandon Moreno. I will say one thing. Tatsuro Taira is a special prospect. Like, he's not just a good prospect. This kid is legitimately special. The grappling is something to be marveled at. He is as sticky as anybody, and DSU alluded to that. I think he's stickier than Pantoja is, man. I think once this guy gets you to the ground, you are not getting up, man. He is going to scramble like crazy. He's going to lock those long ass limbs up on you, and you are going nowhere. So if he gets you in a position on the ground, you are screwed. What I loved to see last time out from Tatsuro Taira, I believe it was his last fight against was it Park, the other Asian prospect, the Korean guy. They had that short notice main event, but he went out there, man, and the hands looked good, dude. The hands looked so goddamn improved, and I know you expect to see that from people this young, but you don't really expect to see it, as shitty as it sounds, from an Asian prospect, right? You generally don't see that coming out of that region of the world, but it was really fucking impressive, man. I think Tatsuro Taira is the real deal. I'm not nearly as confident as you seem to be on this one. I'll stick with Moreno, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if Tatsuro Taira pulls it off.
Yeah, I'm kind of stuck, to be honest. I mean, we saw Tyra. Who was it that he fought? And it was kind of like I think it might have been Royval. Was it Royval? Yeah, Royval. Like, they were setting him up to, like, you know, if you beat Royval, you know, we have a new guy to challenge Pantoja, and then it's like, oh, he didn't do it. Shit. Oh well, I guess we'll try again at some point. And this is his shot now. The best.
He's probably the best Japanese prospect that we've seen in the last.
Yeah, I mean, one
10 years at least.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. He's Japanese. He's only lost to be fair has been to Royval. I didn't actually know that. But yeah, ranked number 5, only lost to Royval. I think he's got a very good shot. I honestly,
his star power, dude. If this guy beats Brandon Moreno, he is going to become a celebrity in Japan, and he will be a massive star for the UFC. Like, this is a huge opportunity to get a chunk of that Japanese market that the UFC is trying. You know, they've tried 4 or 5 different ways in the last 2-3 years to get into that market, to break in there. Tatsuro Taira, if he beats Brandon Moreno, I could see a UFC Tokyo. I could see this guy fucking being in Japanese movies and dramas and shit.
I bet he already is a huge star over there, though. Like, the Japanese are very good at, like, taking care of their own when it comes to that kind of stuff. So I would be like, I haven't really looked into it, truthfully, in terms of, like, your everyday person and how known he is. I would not at all be surprised, though, if he's, because they love MMA. They love that, you know, a lot of these fighting sports, and yeah, I mean, they really get behind their people. So,
I mean, like, look at Ryzen. I mean, Ryzen's massive, isn't it? It's fucking huge.
So, man,
Well,
imagine a UFC at Saitama. That'd be fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So they kind of need him to win. And he does have a good chance. I'm kind of with you guys. It's either good. It's definitely going the full 3. Shit, but it's like,
I don't know.
Brandon Moreno looked fucking. He looked good against Steve Erceg, man, and he's looked good in his, you know. Also, unrelated, he looks like a muppet. Do you know what I mean? Like the fucking
Like an actual Muppet.
yeah, like an actual Muppet
Yeah, he
from the
does.
fucking TV show. He looks like a Muppet. Not like an
He does.
insult from the UK, but yeah.
I just want to say I still believe in Steve Ursay too. I just want to say that, like, I do think that, like, there's a world where he could have beaten Pantoja potentially. I'm still really high on Steve Ursay.
Man, that Ode fight was so disappointing, dude. So disappointing. Like, he looked awful.
It was.
Yeah.
It's just sad though, because like, you know, they give him the big jump up to Pantoja, right? Because there's no one else, and then they just go, "I'll have all the top guys." Then it's like, oh, KO in round one. Shit. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll have Merab. Oh, he lost that one as well. Okay, maybe he can bounce back. Maybe he can bounce back. I mean, who would you match him up with next?
I think the skill set's there. You know, I think the skill set is there. Maybe some mental things to work on. The Ode fight was not good. You're absolutely right on that one.
And we've been talking to Charles Johnson. Urseg's turned that fight down 2 or 3 times in the last 2 months. So they wanted them in Australia, and that's not happening. So
Ivar here says he think Ode beat Urseg.
maybe.
Yeah. And Meat Rocket says Urseg is crazy over a dude can get KO'd at any moment. Jam. Steve Urseg, man. I mean, he did really well against Pantoja, and then I think people were like, yo, this guy's legit. And then it's like, oh, KO in round 1. Okay, fair enough.
Urseg is
it's
chopped.
a rough one.
The Punisher said he's chopped. He is chopped, unfortunately.
Looks like
He's
Steve
very
Carell,
chopped.
identical.
Not as chopped as Albazi, though, looking like a literal Muppet.
Oh, I don't know. I think Albazi does look like a Muppet, but Urseg is more chopped, unfortunately.
You think pound for pound Urseg's more chopped than Albazi?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
We should do a fucking pound for pound chopped tier list. Who's the most chopped? I think we know who's doing that one.
Like have like an aggressive ass, like Sylvester from the fucking Looney Tunes ass lisp.
I mean, I think we all know who the most chopped fighter in the UFC right now is. You know,
Shara?
She-wee-wees.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I mean,
for sure.
He's
Yeah.
chopped. He's like, and then you got Verna Jandaroba, which is basically a female version of him. You know what I mean?
Damn.
I don't know.
He
Shara
went there,
Bullet,
but-
not to hate on people, but Shara. I'm not saying I'm drop dead gorgeous, but Shara has got to be up there, right? The one.
Oh yeah,
Hamzat's up there.
Hamzat's up there. What?
Hamzat's
Shamil
lit,
Ghazi?
bro.
You think he's cute?
No, I'm just saying. Yeah, you can put him up there.
This guy's like, yeah, come on.
Gazib.
He's cute.
He's like, no, bro, he's kind of cute.
There's a cuteness to Boars.
He's
that's
not
all.
chopped.
Right. Speaking of calling men cute, we've got Peyton Talbot fighting on the card as well.
Ooh, what a transition!
What a transition!
What a transition!
Speaking of transition, you know, Peyton Talbot's on the card. This one's a weird one. I feel like they want Peyton Talbot. When this fight got announced, my first thought was they want Talbot in the rankings. Who's the easiest bantamweight ranked fighter in the top 10 that they could give him? Chuck him Henry Cejudo because he's on a 3-fight. Is it 3-fight losing streak?
Aljo,
Merab, and
Aljo, and Song Yadong.
Song Yadong, yeah. So since he's come back, he's lost all of his fights. They want Peyton Talbot in the rankings. He looked great in his last fight against Felipe Lima. Showed good improvements. I think they just want him in there. And it's like, just give him... honestly, I don't even know how Henry's even in top 10 ranked. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of wild.
2 losses, right? I mean, or 2 losses to champions. And then last time out, he's a huge name, former double champ. Like, I could see them not moving him down. And then it's for this particular reason, like you said.
Yeah, but it's...
Keep him here for somebody.
Well, yeah, but it's kind of wild because he retired and then he came back and he hasn't won a fight since. So why is he even ranked in the top 10? I don't get it because he retired. But either way, the rankings don't make sense. Like you said, fucking Charles, he's fucking moved down to number 13 now. So shit don't make sense. You know what I mean? I do think that this is a case of this is our next star. We need him in the top 10. Let's just give him a washed ranked contender. And to be honest,
They want the LGBTQ viewership.
yeah, that as well. I mean, I would love to see Henry
if
Cejudo.
Tyra wins and Talbot wins, dude, you're picking up LGBTQ Japan. Like, that's a win for the UFC right there.
The one thing,
Right
the
into
one
Paramount.
thing, the one thing that they're missing out on the main card is a black fighter, though. You know what I mean? Like, it's
the community claims Josh Van, from what I've heard. So
do they?
yeah.
So does Joshua Van have the N-word pass?
Peyton Talbot's not black at all.
Peyton Talbot is half black.
Yeah, so
Yeah, but do you think that they'd claim him though?
He's with Frank Ocean, right? Why not? Why not? I mean, I'm not here to talk for the black community, but
a tornado flew around type shit.
Right, but yeah, I think that they just want him ranked, and he is good. To be fair, I mean, that Barcelos performance was fucking diabolical, but
yeah,
it is what it is. It's his only loss. He's a prospect still. Doesn't have a picture on his thing for some reason. He's a
Crazy.
bald, fucking jacked guy with huge traps for some reason. I don't know what.
Who do you think
By the
that
way,
is?
Talbot is black and Choctaw. So you get the Native Americans, the LGBTQ, the black. They need Talbot to win, bro. They need him.
Jesus,
bad
that is
to win.
that's like a Netflix casting director's dream.
He's the wokest guy you can possibly be rooting for, I think.
And that's why I want Henry Cejudo to drop him on his head. I'm sick of it.
We're going into this Paramount deal. Just imagine Peyton Talbot, UFC champion, like a Love Island type of show.
He walks out
Michael
on
Morales as well.
shoulders.
What'd you
Michael
say?
Morales,
Yeah,
he comes in, starts twerking, wearing a dress on New Year's Eve.
Bring
He-
Jordan
You've got
Levitt in
Sean
for the
O'Malley
fucking-
sat in the corner watching the whole thing.
Jordan
He walks out
Levitt.
literally on Frank Ocean's shoulders, like.
Hell yeah. Let's go, man. That's $1 million idea.
If Peyton Talbot walks out with Frank Ocean and he gives him a kiss before he gets in
Oh!
the cage,
Crazy.
Henry's gonna have a whole new fan base. I'm telling you,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
crazy. But anyway, let's break down the fight instead of roasting him for being gay. Because that's
By the way,
How do you
Bromo, I
guys-
don't know about you, but we at the
We at
10-7
10-7
MMA,
MMA, we are. Tell him, Dino.
we support everyone from all walks of life. We don't judge. You know what I mean? You do what you
I
got to
do.
do. That's
Look,
fair.
I'm not part of 10-7. I'm no Bromo. Literally, my name, no Bromo. Come on now.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But yeah.
we get a little fruity at 10-7 sometimes.
Someone asked, is Talbot actually gay or does he look gay? No, I'm pretty sure he's gay. He's with Frank Ocean and then he also does pole dancing and he wears nail polish.
But I think he says he's not, right? Isn't that like the thing?
Hey, look at
yeah,
the
but
Punisher.
so does
Punisher,
John
man.
Jones though, right? You know, John Jones also says that he's
Okay.
not gay. So it's one of them.
Hey, look at the Punisher's last message, please.
3 grown men fantasizing about Talbot giving kisses to Frank. I like it.
Hell yeah, bro! Come on now. Right, the fight. You guys are the prediction experts on the stream. How do you see this fight going? Do you agree with the odds? What do you think?
What is
You
that?
know, you wanna
Minus
go
285 for Talbot? Is that what it's minus 285 Talbot? Is that what it's showing there?
Yeah,
plus-
and
plus
plus
230
230 for Henry.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'll put it to you this way: we are good friends with Henry Cejudo's head coach, Captain Eric. Shout out, Captain Eric. We actually, believe it or not, Bromo, watched Peyton Talbot's debut live
with Captain Eric.
Yeah, with Captain Eric, with Henry Cejudo's head coach.
Oh shit!
At a restaurant bar downtown Chicago. Very random, but we got to see Peyton Talbot's debut, and we started talking about him and what we like about him, and and all that kind of stuff. So their eye on Team Cejudo has been on Talbot for a couple of years now. The problem that I see in this fight for Henry, besides the obvious, he's old and he's much shorter than Peyton Talbot, is that we haven't seen Henry Cejudo's wrestling really ever fully transition into MMA the way you would want it to, for being such a credentialed and, highly respected member of that wrestling community. He's more of a like kind of like Merab. Like, he doesn't do a great job at controlling on the ground. And I think that was the hole that we saw in Peyton Talbot's game. Henry Cejudo has been much more of a striker throughout his career than he has been a wrestler. And he still has some pop. We saw it in the Merab fight. He rattled Merab with that check left. So there is something left in the tank in Henry Cejudo. I still think he has everything necessary to beat a Peyton Talbot. It's just that I expect Peyton Talbot's going to have stepped up more so than the last time we saw him in the cage. And fighting a guy like Henry Cejudo, you know he has to have focused on his grappling. So while I trust Captain Eric and I trust Henry Cejudo's game plan, I could totally see this one being incorrect. I'm picking Peyton Talbot. I'm not betting Peyton Talbot, though. If I'm going to do anything betting-wise, I'm sprinkling a solo bet on Henry Cejudo. But I guess Talbot by decision, for even if it's close, the UFC is going to want it to go to him.
Yeah, I agree. What do you think, DS? What's your kind of...
Pretty much the same thing, honestly. Also, just like we were talking about Pantoja potentially being too old, and he's 35, and I know this is 10 pounds heavier, right? But you know, it's still kind of the same rule applies in my opinion. Henry Cejudo is 38 and 9 months, right? So he's almost 39 years old at this point. I think it's quite obvious that he has started to slow down at this point. I mean, the recent record kind of shows that, and I know it's against pretty good competition, obviously, but he's going to have like a 3.5 inch reach disadvantage. He's going to have a 6-inch height disadvantage. I think Talbot is going to really be able to get some shots in on the feet. Now, I'm not like crazy confident. I'll be honest. I don't know if, like, it's not that long ago we saw Talbot just kind of laid on and dominated on the ground. I don't think Cejudo is going to be able to do that, especially at almost 39 years old. But it's not a super high pick, high confidence pick for me here either. I think it's going to be a close fight. I really do. But I do think Talbot's going to end up edging out a decision. Also, not to be like the conspiracy theorist or anything like that, but if it's close, and even if it's maybe Cejudo leaning, I could see a world where it goes to Talbot anyways because of all the things that we've touched on, half jokingly. But I think, there's a lot to be said about it.
Yeah. And Meat Rocket says, real quick, Meat Rocket says Cejudo's a monster of a man. Like, I know he's making a joke. He's by far the shortest fighter in the UFC.
He's so tiny, dude. Yeah. We saw him and Kelvin Gastelum, and Cejudo was obliterated, dude. He was hammered as fuck. He was beyond hammered when we saw him in Vegas. Like,
I just want to point out also that DS said that Talbot's going to edge.
Yeah.
He probably will edge. And you also
saying he's too long for Cejudo.
I just think he's a goon. You know what I mean? Like, he's too much of a goon for Henry Cejudo.
He's too long. God. He's gonna goon. God damn. And you also brought the fact that we saw him get dominated on the ground. Was that part of his strategy though?
Yeah, he wanted to show the holes in his game.
Holes in his.
Yeah.
Wow. This gets really deep if you think about it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of. If you take off all these layers of Talbot, it gets really, really deep.
I love it.
No,
rooting for Henry though. Rooting for Henry with all that.
Me too. Now, yeah. 100%. I mean, to me, it's one of them where, to be honest, with this fight, I'm not really bothered about the outcome. I don't really feel any type of way against any guys. And I know I'm making jokes about Talbot being, I want him to lose because he's gay or blah, blah, blah. But they're all jokes, all right? I don't really care either way. It'd be nice to get a new contender, because too many times we've seen, new prospects come up and they fight like the old guard and then they just lose. And then it's like, oh, great. We have no one new. Lightweight's a good example for that. BSD went up against Poirier, he lost. Fiziev goes up against Gaethje, he loses. It's just a thing that happens. Yeah. So I would like to see a new contender, even if it is fruity Peyton Talbot. But yeah. Now, last fight on the main card, and then I've got something that I want to show you guys, and you should join it because it's a prediction game that a good buddy of mine, subscriber, member, has set up that I think you'd quite enjoy. We've got Jan Blachowicz and Guskov here.
I just want to say real quick too, the Ten7 MMA, number one in the creator prediction challenge, by the way, for Q4. So over 70% on the year. Not to just take over here and do a little plug, but I just needed to say it, right? We are number one out of like what, 20 or 30 creators, Dino?
Something like that, yeah.
So
Damn.
you know, we just overtook that number one spot. We were sitting in 2 for a while, but yeah, you know, we don't fuck around.
Well, I think last card I went 4-2 on the main card, and I think UFC 322. I predicted the whole card, and I stopped counting after a while because my picks were fucking diabolical. So don't listen to me. If you want good predictions and something to bet on, go to 10-7. Don't listen to me. I don't know fucking anything. I just yap about MMA Joey being fat. That's all I do. These guys are like
Bromo.
These are like legit like predictors. I don't fucking know anything, to be honest.
Bromo, if you're interested, by the way, extending the olive branch, extending an offer to you. Tomorrow we will be live at 40 minutes from now, whatever that translates to in your part of the world. But that's 5:00 Central in the United States. We're going to be live tomorrow doing our every pay-per-view. We do a huge live stream. It'll, of course, be me and DS. We'll have Dana Black will be on there. Our boy Harry from Pro Schmo Bets. Joey has been on before. Who knows? He might pop in. So we're going to have a couple of people gathered tomorrow. If you're interested, let me know. I'll send you the info on Instagram if you want to join.
What time is that? Just because right now,
40 minutes from right now.
How many?
40 minutes from right now.
24 hours and 40 minutes, right?
Yeah.
By the way, somebody
I'll
said
let you know that might be a little bit late for me because that is 11 p.m. my time, and I do have work the next day. But I will let you know definitely. Yeah. Thank you for that. I do appreciate that. If not, I'll come on some other time. Punishers like Joey and Bromo. Listen, if MMA Joey wants to smoke, all right, it's gonna be on my terms. All right, I'm the eighth.
Me Rocket says the best UFC gambler and predictor is Ian Parker. Just make sure to wipe up after you're done, brother. The glazing's crazy.
Crazy.
I'm just kidding.
Ian Parker. Who's Ian Parker?
I'd love to fight him.
He's a great fighter. Yeah, hell yeah.
Boy, is Ian Parker like a fucking guy that's in the? Am I missing something? Who the fuck?
He's just like Parker? I think he's like an ESPN bets guy. He's like one of those big networks. Just like a betting dude.
Oh, fair enough. Hey, you know who I can't stand? He works for the UFC. That fucking who's that guy?
Yanni the Greek.
Oh, I can't fucking stand Yanni the Greek.
Is it Yanni the guy that's like got that really irritating fucking voice and like an orange face?
Has to be. Yeah. That's him.
That's him. Dude, I can't fucking stand him. So annoying, bro.
Shout out Minty Bets though. So
Minty Bets.
On the off chance she's watching, you know.
I fucking hate Minty Bets. I mean, she's easily the best looking predictor, but I can't fucking stand Minty Bets, to be honest with you. Like if I was fucking sexy, like, you know, and men enjoyed looking at me as much as they enjoyed looking at her, I feel like I would be just as successul.
That's wow. Like if you were taller and more athletic, you'd play in the NBA. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, brother. If like somebody said, if my grandmother had wheels, she'd be a bike. So
what is the other thing? If my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle. What's that Liverpool thing?
Yep.
So DS is basically saying that Minty's only got to where she is because she's good looking and has no talent. Damn, that's crazy.
Well, you know, she's obviously got some on-air talent. I'm not saying any of that. She's got better picks than fucking Yanni the Greek. I'll tell you that. But you know, come on.
Right. Last fight, guys. Jan Blachowicz and Guskov. What are we going with? I think Jan Blachowicz is going to get it done. I honestly think he's been robbed in like his last fucking 17 fights. This fight with Jan Blachowicz with Ankalaev was extremely close. This fight against Pereira, it's kind of questionable, right? It's kind of questionable. And then obviously Ulberg, I think he clearly beat Ulberg. I don't know what you guys think about that one, but
I think he won both of those fights.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, this is why when Alex Pereira was
and he beat Ankalaev,
Jamal Hill, I actually said,
he-
you know
he
what,
got
Jamal Hill
caught,
might
man.
have a chance here. And then obviously he didn't. But I went off that based off of the Jan Blachowicz fight because I thought Pereira at light heavyweight looks a bit slow. Not as much pop in his shots. I thought Jamal Hill would have a good outing, and then obviously he didn't. And then Pereira just keeps knocking people out. But I think Blachowicz maybe won that fight. I think Blachowicz won the Olberg fight. So
It's
is
a
it like
very
his
unfortunate
watch?
run for Jan Blachowicz. I mean, like as unfortunate as it fucking gets, quite frankly. Like
Yeah.
3 very, very questionable fights in a row. I mean, I don't know. Fucking, it's very unfortunate. Also, like he hasn't been super active. Now he's 42. It's kind of interesting that he's a favorite here, honestly.
So what do you think then? What do you guys think?
I'm certainly not betting this one. I think Guskov is very live for a first round knockout. I really do. But obviously the legendary Polish power coming back, it's fuck, man. He's just 42 years old, And what's the reach? What's the reach here? I think it's pretty.
I'll get it up. 78-inch reach for Jan and 76.
He actually has a better reach. And so the size difference, I mean, there's not much of a size difference. I don't know. I'm not like the biggest Guskov fan, honestly. He finds ways to win fights, and both these guys have power. This is not one that I'm going to be betting. And honestly, it's not one that at this point I have a particularly strong feeling on one way or another. Honestly, I can't really say, I would like to see Jan win. I mean, I'm a fan. Both these guys are real dangerous, man. And at 205, a lot of things can go wrong. I mean, literally just look as far as Jan Blachowicz's own record and his last few fights, and look how shit can go wrong. So,
What about you, Bam Bam? What do you reckon? Is
Yeah,
Jan Blachowicz going to get it done this time or not?
I mean, I'm gonna go with I'm going with Jan Blachowicz, and it's for some of the same reasons that Diaz is saying. I love that we agree on the whole card, by the way, Diaz.
So far, yeah.
Yeah, look, Bogdan Guskov is good. He's just not that elite level good at 205, and I think it's clear, right? Like the Billy Elikana thing showed us some holes in his game, and he's just like he's solid. Yes, he has nuclear power, and sometimes that's all you need to win fights at 205. It's just when's the last time Jan Blachowicz was knocked out? It's been so goddamn long, and since that knockout, since the last time he's been knocked out, he's fought Alex Pereira. He's fought Glover Teixeira. He's fought, this guy Carlos Ulberg, who's putting everybody out cold quickly. Like his chin has not shown me that it's cracked. And really, that would be the only way I could pick Bogdan Guskov. If he does win this fight, which is possible, it's going to be because he chins Jan Blachowicz. I'm just not going to rely on something I haven't seen in a really long time being the case. So for me, Jan Blachowicz beating guys like Alex Pereira, in my opinion, like Carlos Ulberg, in my opinion, doing what he did to Magomed Ankalaev over the course of 5 rounds, however you think that fight should have been scored, that shows me he's on that level. Bogdan Guskov is not that level. So give me Jan Blachowicz by decision. I think his grappling is a clear edge, a clear advantage that he can use. And again, I'm rooting for him as well. I hope he wins. I'm surprised at the odds as well. I'm really surprised that he's a favorite.
I was just going to mention the grappling as well. Because, I mean, obviously the fight's going to start on the feet. This might be one where you might look at a live bet after the first round. Maybe Jan gets fucking dropped, right? Or just eats a bunch of shots in the first round. This might be a good live betting opportunity. Another thing I just want to mention, if we're going like prime for prime, I mean, obviously, I don't think I'm going on a limb here. Like, I don't think I even have to say it, but like Jan is just much better overall. He's just a better fighter, period. I just have like a fucking feeling in my stomach, man. I have a feeling in my stomach that Guskov might land a big shot and just put him out. But yeah,
is it
I don't
going
know.
Out on a limb or a whim?
On a limb. A whim is like whimsy. Like, no. Well, a whim is like, yeah, I don't know, bro. Fucking, I'm literally here talking MMA. You think I'm a fucking English major? Like,
Things just what would you think?
I'm a fucking rocket scientist. I'm here on YouTube yapping with YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, I'm picking Jan Blachowicz, to be honest, by decision. I don't know. I feel like he's been robbed in his last few.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. That's kind of the main card. I would go through the prelims, but we've already been yapping for an hour and a half, and I need to be getting off soon. But
Me
before,
too. Me
I
too. I gotta get
I
going
want to
soon.
show you guys something, and I want you guys to join it. Right?
Okay.
It's called Silk Pajamas. Okay. So in the description of this live stream, I have put a link. All right, and you've missed the first round, but it's fine. It's 3 rounds, okay. So it's 3 UFC cards, and you have 1,000 points to start with, and you can separate. And it's basically like betting, but with no money, you get points, right? And you can either say you wanted to bet on Piotr Jan, all right, and you had 1,000 points. You can bet 1,000 points on Jan via KO, and you get a certain amount of points back. Obviously, if they're the underdog, you get more points. There's a whole ranking chart. It's kind of like what you guys are doing with the creator picks, but it's on this instead. There's a whole rankings chart overall. There's a VIP.
I love that.
It's
It's
similar
also
to
like
Verdict.
very well done. Honestly, it looks great.
Yeah, there's a VIP fucking bit, which I'm third in, by the way. Jesus Christ, I didn't know that. I know the guy, so I'll tell him that you have a channel, and he can put you on the VIP one.
Love it.
And he puts it on his let me just show you his Instagram. They put it on their Instagram like who wins the season, and like whoever wins the season is the champion, and whoever wins the, like, let's say you're winning after the first card, you're the interim champion. It's like, look, so round one interim champion is Robbie, he has this many points, blah blah blah.
Okay.
It's
That's
just a
pretty cool.
fun. It's a fun game, and if you click the link, you can join the Bromosexuals group, which we have more people in. It's just people forget. We have 30 members, but everyone forgets to use it. So you can join, place your bets. You get a wild card each. You get three wild cards per season, which is your KO, submissions, and decisions, and they will give you more points if you get them right.
It's like a multiplier.
Yeah. So let's say if I wanted to do Merab via knockout, that'd give me more points because it's unlikely to happen or whatever. But yeah, it's basically just like betting, but with free money. Well, with no money, and there's a ranking thing. Yeah, I think you guys would be good at it because you are good at picks and shit. You could probably top the leaderboard, and it's just something else for you to do as well as the creator picks. So if you wanted to join it, link is in the description. If anyone else wants to join it and join the Bromosexuals group, all right, because I am so far the interim champion. We'll see how that goes for the last 2 cards. Come and compete. But yeah, if you want to join,
the name Bromosexuals, by the way.
Hell yeah, bro.
Yep.
I mean, that's what that's what my members are called. You know, if
I know, I'm a member. I'm a member.
Oh yeah, you are.
Come on, man.
Yeah, you are. Shit.
We got the $2 papacha. Shout out Habib's dad.
Hell yeah, bro.
You know
that fucking hat that's worth $1,000. Yeah, you got it for $2.99. What? Sorry, $1.99, bro.
$1.99. That's a hell of a deal. Hell of a deal. I actually wanted to buy a real one for Merab's fights. But it was
yeah,
they're like a couple $100. Those are fucking. They're legit. They're like.
Just get on Temu, mate.
Has a hat. That's
Temu.
cool.
Temu it. You'll be fine. Temu, fucking Wish, whatever. You know, you get them cheap on there. But yeah, join the Silk Pajamas thing because I think you guys quite like it, and you know, it's just a little game of picks, and we need more people to get active in the Bromosexuals group. So if anyone else wants to do it, then in the chat, then join. But with that being said, I'm gonna dip because it is 10:30. I have work tomorrow. Thank you both for coming on. I've met Bam Bam in the past. Nice to meet you, DS. And
Likewise,
thank you for the offer to come on your stream. I might not do it tomorrow, but if you do it ever on like a weekend, when I'm not working, I'll happily come on at some point there. But I do get up early to walk the dog as well, so I'll be up at like 6 a.m. So if you're going for, and I know you guys stream for like fucking 3-4 hours. I've seen the replays. You know, I'm like, I
Here
can't
and
go
there.
for that long. Huh?
Here and there we'll do that. And again, like DS was saying, no Bromo, I appreciate you, man, for having us on. It means a lot to us. We definitely want to connect with as many people in this community as possible. And, you know, I've been watching your videos for a little bit now. I love the content. It's amazing. It's nice to see a different perspective from a different country. Quick self plug. Follow us on Instagram at the Ten7 MMA, which is how me and Bromo actually started kind of talking. Because this guy, where's he at? Right here. This guy, the father to be, Yuri Prohashka, follows us on Instagram, so you should too.
Let's go for that.
And then also, of course, YouTube. We would love for you guys to subscribe. The Ten7 MMA. We're doing the stuff tomorrow with a live stream. We're trying to get to 2K. We're trying to catch up to you, no Bromo. We're trying to catch up, man. Trying to get to 2K.
Well, you know what you need to do then. You need to drop a hate video on Magomed Ankalaev because I got 300 subs from that video. So
Okay.
that's what you got to do.
Something I'm
just gonna link your I'm just gonna link your channel and your YouTube down below. I should have done that to start off with, but if you guys want to go into the description, you'll see their links. I also just can't believe I'm upset. I can't believe Yuri would cheat on me and have a kid with someone else. I'm really upset by that. Fucking.
It's all right, brother. It gets better.
And these guys are gonna get me an interview. See, look, even the Punisher says here, look, Yuri cheated on Bromo. I'm not happy about it. But yeah, 10-7. They also say 10-7 W content, W people, peak stream. It's been a nice stream. I mean, usually, you know, like we have like debates and shit, and it gets heated, but it's quite nice. I mean, you came on Bam Bam for the last one, the fucking which MMA fan base is most racist. It's kind of a wild one.
I wish we could have got Dana Black on that one, man, but he was in the middle of a work day. I was texting him. I was like, "They're talking about you," so he hopped on and started seeing what you guys were saying. But he was in the middle of his work day. It's just the timing difference is kind of fucked.
So good. Well, guys, listen. 10-7 are at some point going to get me an interview with Yuri. Okay, they are going to do that for me.
Type shit.
If you do that
for ourselves,
if you ever do that for me, by the way, you would literally make my entire. I'd be more happy than when my son would. No, I'm joking. I'm gonna not finish this. But anyway, yeah, let's call the stream there. Thank you guys for coming on. Go and subscribe to these guys. Go and follow them. The links are down below. They know a lot more than I do about in-depth breakdowns and stuff. They're very knowledgeable, obviously. I mean, you've seen that. Punisher says, just one last thing. If 10-7 do that, Bromo will start an OnlyFans. Fucking
okay.
You got some very loyal supporters. Clearly, it's very nice to see. I guess
every stream, it's always the same guys that come back, the same subscribers and members. We have a good community here, and it's really nice. It
How
is
about
really
you guys? Hell yeah! I said shout out to them.
Homosexuals.
Oh hell yeah! Shout out to the bromosexuals. All right, let's actually call it now. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Peace.